Hi, welcome to another episode of Talks with Alejandra, where we go over all of the insights that I have created in Into the Next. So head over to www.intothenext/insights and we can go over the article that I'm about to talk to right now. You can read it as you can listen to me digest it and just tell you the big bullet points, or you can read it after. It's up to you. But I am here because I want to give you guys some really good educational information and share with you some strategies that you can put and execute in your business right away. You don't need me or my team for these. You can go ahead and start using these strategies to execute them. And if you ever want to book a free strategy session, go ahead, find me. I will love to talk to you. Okay, so let's dive in. So today I really want to dissect that article that I wrote about Nike and Skims collaboration. And it's titled Every Business Must Adapt to Increase Revenue, How Nike Partners with Skims to Save Their Brand. Now, you by now know who Nike is and who Skims is. And these two brands, which are iconic and have been iconic for such a long period of time, especially Nike. Nike has had such a big market share that which is really interesting to me that now they're partnering up with Skims, right, to survive. So this is another example of like big businesses losing market share because of how rapidly things are evolving, that they look for opportunities outside to see what can they do to revitalize the brand. So what we can do, what we can learn from this collaboration. First of all, there is a few key insights that as a small or medium-sized business owner, you should take away. Consumer behavior drives business success. I have talked about this in many different ways, in many different statements, how consumer behavior drives business success, no matter if you have a very well-established brand or you're just starting out. So the fact that Nike had declining sales were partly due to changing in consumer behaviors because new competition also came on board, like On and Hoka gaining market share. So those consumers that were buying from Nike, they were actually gearing more to these other brands because their behavior and their preferences were changing. Consumers are now putting more value on brands that align closely to their values, their lifestyles, and identities. So there's something that you need to keep in mind. Not only technology changing rapidly, but consumer how they pick a brand to work with is also changing. They want to feel close to a brand that's giving to the community more than a brand just for the looks, or because they've used that brand, or because it's trendy, or because it sounds nice. So as a strategy, I would say assess what your customers truly want. I always have spoken about this in so many videos already. You're probably tired of me talking about this, but go ahead and do a survey. Go ahead and ask for feedback for your consumers. Go ahead and become the closest you can be to the person that's buying your product, because you want to know what their purchasing patterns are like, what they value the most. Go ahead and engage with them in social media. There's so many ways that you can engage with them. Send them a question. If you don't have the team, then this is somebody that you want to invest on, because this person will become your ally in the identifying what your purchase, the one person that's moving the needle in your revenue, wants from you. Another one is strategic partnerships can revive and expand the brand. And I love this one. And I have spoken about this one with other M&A professionals and successful people that has exited their business. And it comes to say that strategic partnerships don't only have to work for a startup or somebody that's entering the market. This is something that you have to put in place consistently and continue to improve upon, even if you have great brand recognition, even if you have captured a big chunk of the market. You want to continue creating these strategic partnerships because it puts you on the eye of other target audience that you probably would have never been able to cross until you did this collaboration. So Skims is a strong brand, right? It has a strong customer loyalty and a market appeal, but it has also a different audience. So what happens is that by tapping into this audience with this collaboration, they tap into a new revenue stream, a new target, like a new target audience. They're doing a whole new thing for probably maybe a little generation or a sub generation that they couldn't do by themselves. So insights for all of you guys, the small and medium sized business owners: you don't have to go at it alone. You want to partner up with complementary businesses or influencers or service providers that can help you tap into a broader audience and refresh your brand. You want to be able to share your values, but serve a different part of the audience segment. Number 3, innovation is key to staying competitive. And this is so true at any level in your business life cycle. It doesn't matter if you're entering the market or if you are very mature. You want to make sure you're constantly innovating. And with Skims, the Skims partnerships basically represents a pivot toward a more inclusive and lifestyle-oriented approach to sportswear. So that's a way to innovate by collaborating with a brand that is more lifestyle-oriented. So for everybody that's listening, if you are a small, medium-sized business owner, you're just creating a startup, or you're entering the market, innovation can take place internally and externally. So you can innovate by redefining what you offer and the processes to improve your audience, or you can innovate by collaborating with other partners and exploring a new audience segment. Okay, so marketing needs to be customer centric. That's number 4. So we know that messaging is everything. Nike understands this, that brand messaging matters, is the same for everybody. Now, with Skims influencer campaign will probably likely focus on body inclusivity, empowerment, and modern femininity, which are narratives that are deeply resonating with today's consumers. You got to see where the consumer is going and what they value. Again, this is knowing the consumer. So, any insights for you, small to medium sized business owners? How you present your brand should align with your customers' values. Use storytelling, social proof, and targeted messaging to create deeper emotional connections with your audience. And number 5, digital presence and e-commerce are a must. I mean, I have talked about it in another post, in another article, about how Forever 21, this was one of the areas where they lacked, and now they went out of business. So digital presence and e-commerce are a must. You gotta go where the consumer is going. You cannot influence the consumer until you're going where there's going. You gotta meet them first, and then you can influence their behavior pattern, their purchasing behavior pattern. So one of the things, the biggest drivers of the partnership with Nike is because they struggled with sales. They had a 21% drop in digital sales. Despite being a giant in the industry, Nike has to refine its online strategy to engage customers better. So if you're a small, medium-sized business owner, invest into your digital presence. It is a must. If you don't have a digital footprint, you don't exist, believe it or not. So go ahead and optimize your website for sales, engage in social media marketing, and invest in digital advertising to capture your audience where they spend the most of your time. All right, and that is for today. If you as well want to read this article, go ahead and go to www.intothenext.com/every business must adapt to increase revenue. And yeah, see me on my other one, Talks with Alejandra, where we're going to go and break down another case study of a business, because these are really fun for me. I actually do enjoy looking at what businesses did wrong, and then bring it over here to you guys in an article and in a video way. That way, you can start creating solutions to problems that do not exist yet, because if you do solutions to problems that you do not exist, then you will never have that problem. And that is the goal here. So until next time, I will see you then. Bye.